There you are. You were hiding in the background. How are you doing, Alyssa? I can't hear you. I don't know if the audience can hear you though. So I think we need a quick mic check from you.
Hello? Hello?
There we go. Now
Okay,
I
yeah.
can
It
hear
wants
you.
me to use my fancy mic instead of my earbud mic. But hello, everyone. Hey, Aztec Consulting. Mwah, 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 mwah. Hi. Welcome to, well, I mean, you took the name out of the title. So now
Did I take the name?
how's anyone supposed to know, at least on StreamYard? So welcome to VR into the next dimension.
It's our VR show. Yeah. VR is awesome. We had some friends and family. Well, it was all family, really. We had my daughters over, and they are friends as much as they are family. And we played like so much VR while they're like here on our vacation.
Yeah?
So everybody came over our house.
Well, all right.
Played
What was the favorite show, the favorite game or app?
we played Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes like for an entire night. And I think what's cool is if you're friends on the Oculus, like it'll show other people's high scores and stuff. And I
Mhm.
think you've got some catching up to do, Alyssa.
No.
Yes, we destroyed your scores. We went to like level 5 or something. It was crazy.
Okay. Okay.
We got really far and it was a lot of fun.
But how
We
many?
also,
Because that's the one where one person has the VR headset on, and then what are the other people doing? Are they watching it being streamed
yes.
to a TV, or are they on devices? I played a couple of
No,
those. So I'm
that's
trying to remember.
cheating. So this one, you have a bomb. The person with the VR headset
Oh,
has a
okay.
bomb they have to defuse,
Yeah.
and it has puzzles on it. It's kind of like an escape room.
Oh,
And
yes.
then
That's right. And the audience has manuals.
yeah, they have a manual either on tablet or you can print it out or have it on your phone. But it has the solutions to those puzzles like an
Right.
escape room would. But they can't see the bomb, so it's up to like you trying to
That's
communicate
right.
what you see versus what they
Okay, so
think.
here's the
Yeah.
problem with my high score. Me and my husband, avid puzzlers. We're both programmers. We love a good puzzle. The
Hmm.
rest of my family like literally took a look at that manual and then they just kind of like glazed over. They were like, "You want us to do what?" Like so
Yeah.
I applaud you, good sir, for finding a group of puzzlers.
We had a family member that was doing the same thing. She was like, I don't get this. What am I supposed to do here? And she's very not techie, so we tried printing the manual out, and that did not work.
Oh, it didn't
So
work? I was like, that's a
no,
brilliant idea. Yeah, Fuel, it's like Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. Is that the actual name of it though?
it's
Because
called
there's
Keep Talking and Nobody
okay,
Explodes.
because I have a board game version of it.
Oh,
That's
that's cool. I didn't know they
yeah.
had a board game.
It's and so I get the two mixed up as far as which one does what. But no, I Turtle, what we're gonna have to do because we have a couples weekend coming up. I mean, we're bringing the baby, but it's two different couple friends, so it's gonna be six of us. We got to bring the headset and beat Ed and his family's high score on Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. And I will let you all know next week if we were triumphant in our quest because the people we're going to be with are more gamers than anybody else I know. So if they can't do it, then you can just give up on challenging me, Ed.
If you can't beat me and a bunch of children, then
I know. No, Fuel said I played with kids. So did Ed, and apparently beat me and my family score. So let's not knock kids.
so apparently this is on like every platform. It's not just a VR game, but the VR thing adds like a whole new dimension to it, which I think is awesome. But it's a lot of fun. So if you have a VR headset, I highly recommend it. I was
I found
looking
it
for like
frustrating to be the bomb
pictures.
diffuser. Like I much would prefer being a manual carrier than being the diffuser because like you're like just waiting like for people to like you're like hi can you guys read faster.
Yeah, some of these are really intense too. Like one of them's like Morse code, and it's like showing dots, like dots and dashes visually, and nobody could seem to get that. Like they would just stare at it and they're like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with these dots, and like just say them out loud, and they're like, it's too fast to say out loud. I'm like, oh my god, just start saying them as fast as possible. And eventually we finally got one, but it was chaos. But it was a lot of fun. It was chaotic, but in a good way.
I honestly, I think these kind of things are great team building exercises too. I
Hmm.
really, it like I highlights like, oh wow, that person's really good at like thinking under pressure, or oh wow, that person's excellent at like communicating to the group. You know, like I love doing that with like people that I've never done it with before because of that. Phil was saying that I find it fascinating that a language is quickly developed. I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
I
Ba, ba,
don't
ba.
know
And
either.
he also said I play Gartic phone with my team. Do you have Gartic phone? Is that an app on the headset?
I don't know.
Ed, did you ever get into Beat Saber?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
I've offered to 1v1 you and you never took me up on it.
Okay, because
I
well,
just
I'm
put you
just
on the
gonna
spot.
I mean, anytime you're 1v1ing me, I just need you to know it'll be Turtle. And there's no have you ever seen those ridiculous TikToks or YouTube
No, if
videos of the people like and it's
yeah.
just insane. Like that's literally my husband. I don't know if you could do it, but I'm excited to try. Me, I'm more of like a medium level girl.
Yeah, there are some people that are really good at this game, and I'm not one of them. So I
No,
do I do well, but
maybe. So maybe you would be a good person to challenge. Then I was worried you were
maybe.
going to be like Ninja Slayer, and I'm like, I'm not.
So I have a friend that is musically inclined, and she
Mm,
plays with me and just destroys me because she has that like that musical awareness of like keeping a beat and tempo and all
yeah,
that stuff, and she's just like ninjaing all the stuff, and I'm just kind of like I can't keep a beat and I'm tripping over
it's
myself the whole time.
it's also like it's funny because music people also have this like pattern recognition superpower where Turtle would like he will slow down a song for me that I just can't like keep up with on the headset, and he'll slow it down and he'll show me the pattern, like the smaller pattern that's repeating, and then once I know that I'm like, oh, that's cool, and then I can speed up. But like the ability, I think that's also what makes people good programmers sometimes. The ability to like see that pattern and just like run with it is like a gift, a glorious gift.
So I
Hi.
have some background swag before we get too far into the show here.
Ooh,
Remember
let's
we were
see it.
building bamboo on the
Oh
show?
my God. We have a living model amongst us.
I have the bamboos. My
It's
wife
beautiful.
My wife, not knowing we were talking about it on the show, bought me this bamboo just out of the blue.
Ah,
Bamboo out of the blue.
the blue.
Um, she was like, I thought this would look nice behind your desk. I was like, oh, bamboo, you have no idea how like
You have no
appropriate
idea how
this is. It's like
appropriate. Yes.
it's so meta. Which need to share a
Aww.
drink with it.
Did- Please tell me you shared your water drink with
I think that was water. We'll
it.
we'll be able to tell in a couple hours if it's
Everybody's
wilting.
loving your bamboo. Oh, and Fuel said, watch out for the hungry pandas. That would be hilarious.
And then I've got another fun backdrop before we actually get into some VR. So my daughters talk about like the fact that I do like YouTube and Twitch and stuff, and all the little kids like think that I'm quote famous because I'm on the internet.
Mhm. Yeah.
So one of them comes to the door and drops this off
Gamer. Oh my God.
because um he was like, I thought this would be really cool because you're on Twitch and you play video games and
Oh, what do you know his name? Let's give him a shout out so you can send him a clip.
oh, I just knocked all the batteries out of it, so maybe I should fix this first.
Out of the blue bamboo and a beautiful gamer sign. It's quite neon.
There we go. So I fixed it. So there we go. So we'll have to give Parker a shout out for the
Thank you,
gamer sign.
Parker,
That's so
darling.
cool.
Mwah.
Yeah, so it's like an ongoing like thing with the kids that I'm famous, and the kids at school don't believe that I'm their father. So they'll they'll say something about like my YouTube show, and then like they're like, "That's not your dad. He's too famous to be your dad." So I figured what I should do is make like a YouTube video of me like telling
Yes.
people to not believe these children. Like,
These
I'm not
children
these
keep
kids.
claiming me, and they're stalker kids. They won't leave me. Oh my gosh.
I'm
And
not
I
their
would
father. Don't believe them. I need to do that.
make sure it's right around April 1st next year. That would be like
Fuel Snabs got it right. Relatively famous. Famous to my relatives.
Hey, let's talk real quick while we're talking about decorations, decor, memorabilia. I see you've got an old-fashioned date counter there on your wall.
Oh, it still says May.
I was gonna ask, I was like, do you actually use it? Do you keep it up to date? Because every time I get one of those, I never flip it.
It's there for the picture.
Okay.
So, my wife loves, like, this may give away the person that I was talking about earlier, but my wife loves printed things. So she bought me this calendar because she has many of them. And yeah.
Wait. Isn't that a Pickle Rick calendar?
It is a Rick and Morty calendar, yes.
I'm so confused. So what you're saying is that your wife is a Rick and Morty fan through this.
No, she's a calendar fan. She is a printed materials fan and not a digital anything fan.
Calendar fan. That's not a thing.
She does not do computer anything.
Oh, you're saying like she uses it. She actually
she has several calendars that she uses.
And they're never like you never walk past one and it's the wrong month.
No, never when she's home. So there's an ongoing joke that the calendars do not get attention when she's not here. So when
it's
she
like
comes
taking
back,
care of the plants. You have to take care of the calendar.
when she comes back from a trip, the calendars are frozen from the day that she left. And every time she comes home, she complains that
what are you supposed to do? Cross off the days or what?
Well, she has one that like you flip a little block around.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not flipping the block. Oh,
so
sorry
she
for the
gets
derailment,
upset.
Pam, but I needed to know.
Yeah, I know,
I needed
right?
to know about the calendar. so she gets upset that you're not keeping it.
Yeah, so she'll come home and she'll be like, it's July 1st and it still says, June 29th or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, I don't keep up with, analog clocks while you're not here. And she gets upset. So what I started doing is I find out the date she's going to come home, and then the
you
minute
set
she
it
leaves,
to that.
So I did it this time, and she comes home, and she was gone a week at her parents, and she comes home, and she's like, oh, you did it! You finally kept up with the date. And I was like, kind of. I was like, I just set it for today. She's like, you did what? And I was like, yeah, it's been July 11th for like a week here. She was so upset. She's like, you didn't change it every day.
Who's gonna do that? I need to meet this woman because that is some dedication. I get a calendar with all of the best intentions around the winter months, and it's around the fall months I realized it still says winter months. So I just every year without, because I look at the calendar and I'm like, that would be cute on the wall. I feel like a good housekeeper woman would have a wall calendar that is the right month, and I just fail every time. So I'm just impressed with her. I need to meet her. All right, let's talk VR. Sorry for the derailment, everyone.
I know I could do this all day. This family is
Aztec's questioning.
Sitcom.
He doesn't even know. Okay, the pressures of that are just on women. When my husband used to be like, we've been married for 10 years, but when early days, he was like, I don't understand why you're so stressed about Christmas. It's my family's Christmas. If the presents suck, like it's my fault. And I go, no. If the presents suck, it goes to the woman. Like it's on the woman's head because I am responsible for the organizing, the gift giving, the thoughtful, the empathy. Like that's on my head. Whether or not it's your family, it doesn't matter who it's for. Unconsciously, that's where the blame falls. And he's like, over the years, he's kind of caught on, like where he's like, seen situations and it proves like this to be right, and he's like, oh yeah, they did blame you for that. So yes, good housekeeper woman would have her calendar up to date. Aztec, I'm not that person.
Now I'm picturing you in one of those like 1940s housewife like dresses that you're like absolute perfection, cooking dinner when your husband comes home from the office.
Yep. No,
God, those stereotypes need to die.
I know. It's funny. I think we're actually talking about doing like a series soon of that's kind of touches on unconscious bias, but also like how it seeps into everything, like even our programming languages or our AI. And so it's really fascinating. But it's still,
yeah,
oh my
AI
gosh,
especially.
Ed, did you change your?
Did I change what?
There's like a bungee cord on it now or something. That wasn't there before, was it?
Yeah, I usually have it strapped in the back. So it doesn't
Oh, I
catch my
see what's happening.
face.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yes, I understand now.
So, have you tried connecting your cable to your PC yet?
No. Let's do that together. Okay, how do you do it so that you don't fall? You have it behind your head and then
Yeah,
but isn't your
I have
PC
some
in front of
Velcro
you?
straps. Yeah,
So it's on the
PC is in
floor.
front of
Do you
me.
not trip over it? I'm wondering
No, it's
how you
pretty.
don't die.
It's like 12 foot. I think it's pretty long. I mean, I think it's actually 20 foot. It's the biggest cable allowable by the USB 3 standards, whatever the heck that is. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Aztec's asking what's on my temple. It's a jellyfish band-aid. My son has
Oh,
jellyfish band-aids. So it's
that's
a jellyfish.
I was trying to figure out the context of temple. I was like, I don't have a temple in the background, do I? Like, what is he talking about temples for? Like, I
I
was
love
thinking,
that
like,
Ed's first thing is like look around to see if he has a temple because
do I have a statue of a temple? Did I? I don't recall.
Oh yes, I have an ouch, and it has a jellyfish on it.
Yeah,
we call them
Alyssa.
ouches. I also I hate the word booger, hate it. So my 2-year-old doesn't know that word, and we call them yuck. Like that's just a general term for like if there's something wrong with his nose, we say yuck, and he that's his like I need a tissue, mommy type scenario.
My wife hates
Okay.
it because I call them cornflakes,
Oh,
and I think I've ruined cornflakes for her.
Can you explain? Okay, so I know we're going to talk about new things. I was kind of lost for a second when I was staring at this.
Nice segue, by the way.
Yeah, they shut up, Ed. They took away everything from me. Mostly, it looks like what is this menu?
Everything.
Yeah, look at this menu. It's all blocky and weird and
simplified things. If I could get my controllers in the right hands, I'd be good. Let's see. So when we first started doing it's still in beta, by the way. So as far as I know, there is not an open release for this yet. So
doesn't it seem a bit late for that? Like, don't you think?
Don't you
play and feel like?
But
don't you play and feel like it's ready?
Is not getting the right floor level anymore. I don't know if that's an update that went awry or what, but you are floating in most games now. Yeah, that's a really weird one. But yeah, they changed a lot of stuff in here. They've updated things. They've redone the avatar system. So I can look at that. All right there. They've completely redone the avatars. They look a lot better now. So you can see I've got facial hair and all of that stuff, and these great eyes. Like, look at that.
Do they move with your eyes?
I don't.
Is that a thing?
Not. I don't know because
it just blinks. Can you blink and blink 3 times fast?
No, I'm blinking and it's not doing anything.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I'm winking with one eye, and it's definitely not doing anything. I don't think there's anything in the headset that can track your eyes on the Oculus One, possibly the 2, so that might be a thing.
Okay.
Because I remember we were doing this like last time. Your eyes were rolling in the back of your head. It was doing weird stuff.
That's why I was like, I'm not doing that. Why is it doing? Aztec just said something that I think we really have to talk about. He said, I've noticed some floor drift playing Skyrim last night. I'm sorry.
Floor drift?
Yeah, like because you're talking about how you're floating.
Raised.
I'm sorry, but Skyrim, aka like in VR.
Yeah. There's a Skyrim version that runs in VR now.
There's a Skyrim version that runs in VR.
Yeah, on PC. Yeah.
Oh, you don't even understand. Like hours. They called me ye old mountain climber because I just would just go off on my own, just hiking in Skyrim. I can't believe this is freaking a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a VR for Skyrim.
Oh my god.
I heard it is not the best VR though experience.
No.
It
You don't
makes
understand.
people very nauseated. That's
Oh
all I've Yeah, so if
no.
you're motion sick
No.
susceptible, then your mileage may vary, but yeah.
Your mileage. You're saying I'll be going for shorter hikes in the country?
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I haven't tried
Oh.
it myself. I don't play this game. Not that there's anything wrong with it.
Can
I
you tell
just
me?
haven't
Oh,
tried
is it
it.
because there's not enough excitement? Is it too boring for you? I'm
Probably,
freaking.
like, if nothing
Oh my
explodes in the
gosh.
first 30 seconds, I'm probably gonna check out.
You're out.
I'm like a Neanderthal at that point. Like, in video games, it's like, it must explode or shoot things.
I
Or
thank you
I'm
so
good.
much for letting me know about this, Aztec. I'm just so. I mean, I played through all of them, and I can't believe I now get to go and like stand in the game, even if it sucks. Even if it sucks, I'm gonna be there for it. I'm gonna go grabbing some
Yeah.
blue mountain flower.
I can relate to how you feel, though, because Half-Life is one of those games that's been around since... Oh, I can't even remember when the first Half-Life came out. It was like, was it the 90s? 1999, something? But that was a huge game, and then the part 2 came out in like 2007, and that was amazing. And then the VR game came out, and I was like, this is the coolest thing I have ever seen in my entire life. And my daughter came over for the first time since I've got the VR headset, and she's a big Half-Life fan. And she was addicted to it immediately. She's like, I don't know how I'm gonna play this and finish it before my visit is done, but I'm gonna get as close as I can.
As close as I can.
So she would wake
Fuel
up,
asked, aren't
like,
bears dangerous? But I mean, when you're hiking, but you just have magic or a bow or I don't know, a stick. You don't go out like without your thing.
I mean, I am stuck now.
Are
I
you
should be
actually
able to
stuck in the
move around.
floor?
No, I don't know. Like, I should be able to move in the world here, but I can't. There it goes. It was stuck for a minute. I wanted to show, like, the avatar update again, because I noticed in one of the pictures, let's see if I can
Yeah.
get this to come up, there's an old photo of the old avatar right there. See that?
Yeah, there is.
So this is much more graphically, like, superior, I guess. So they've made a huge update there. There are some new features to Horizon that I think are going to make things so much better. They added a new tutorial, I heard. Let's see if I can find it. Maybe it's not a tutorial. Maybe it's a new starter world. Let's try new world. There is supposedly...
Wait.
Yeah,
Is
this
Twisting
one.
Temple new? In the
Uh,
beginning of that list.
I don't think so. The environments are still the same. Some of them are good, some of them are kind of blah. Like, these last two are really good. These first three are kind of junk. But this is the new thing. This pre-made mechanics is brand new. Let's jump in here and actually take a look at it. So I heard this off of another YouTube video that I was watching. So this is not my information that I got privy to anybody else, but supposedly what happened here is the guy that did some of the Horizon, what's the room that you go into by default? I can't remember the name of it. Like the
I can't either, but it's like the main gathering space where
yeah.
Facebook people hang out and like try to welcome you into the world.
Yeah. So that little community area, the guy that made the games that are in there put a tutorial world together. So you've got like the paper airplane throw and the boomerang, and you can see how all those things are made.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I thought that was really
So you
awesome.
said it's not under tutorials though?
No, you got to create a world, and then it'll create a copy for you.
Okay.
There we go. So,
what?
yep. So there's these little script
Try throwing each
examples
at
in
the
here.
target. Default, no tuning or scripting.
So that's with
Okay.
no scripting. This one says high drag. I don't know what that means. Oops.
Oh my god, did it go behind you? Where did it go?
I don't know. Oh,
Oh wow.
it like
So it's like
really
paper.
have to throw it. So I guess this is a what is the animation I'm thinking of? So like there's the linear animation and then like this
Oh,
one like
you're
tapers
saying
off very
like
quickly,
it
like in
like
animation terms.
it
It's got a very high taper to it.
eases out.
Yeah, it eases very heavily. Half gravity. Woo! You could throw that one really far. I didn't know these things existed. I don't know if this is new stuff or what.
You
Moon
said that you could
gravity.
see behind the scenes, so I'm assuming you can just like, since it's
Yeah,
a
you can
world you
edit
created,
this.
you can just like
So I just
inspect
press
it.
down. And
Because
boom,
yeah,
there
I'm
we go.
wondering what did half gravity, what property? That's just weight. Is this new?
So this one,
Also, I'm drinking
interaction is
cucumber lemon
gravity.
water. I'd love to know what you all are drinking in the chat.
So this one has a script attached, but I don't know if that's just to reset it or what.
More.
Sticky gram. I'll have to get into this some more and see if I think this one has a script that's making this happen. So the first two, I believe, don't have a script. That one says no tuning or scripting. This one doesn't say anything about scripting. So these get a little bit of scripting, I think. And then they move on. Look at this. This is so cool. It's like the good, better, best model. Like it keeps like ramping you up a little bit.
Okay,
Half
so half
gravity.
gravity 50% boost.
And haptics. Oh, so I could feel the ball like vibrating. Look at the little menu. And that one's got a trail, visual effect trail and everything. So that's pretty cool.
Fuel
100%
said that I
boost.
watched a stream yesterday where they asked Copilot for a function that returns the best JavaScript framework and it answered React. So it's settled now.
So the boost thing is cool. So this like though you don't put as much effort into throwing it, but when you do, it like really launches it. So it's
Okay,
like
hang on.
giving
Zoom
you
back
like
in. So it's
superpowers.
half gravity, 100% boost plus V visual effects, haptics.
Mm-hmm.
What the? Okay.
Visual and sound effect and haptics are like vibration in your controller.
Mm.
And that
Good
one you can just
lordy.
like launch into space because it's got a 200% boost into whatever I'm doing. It's multiplying it and let me launch it in. That could be really cool for a game. To
Oh
like be
my
able to like
gosh, they built freaking disc golf. I did not see that in the welcome area. All of these are in the welcome area?
delayed slowdown, useful for somebody else to be able to catch or dodge. Oh, like it went bullet time on us. Did you
I don't
see that? That is
understand.
so
Why is
cool.
it so far away?
Look at the little sonic boom and then it slows down. That is so cool. Do you see it?
Yeah.
It starts off fast and it's like boom and then it
Okay, so
slows.
that one is the ease out.
Yeah. Returning in low gravity. Oh, look at that. It's
So
got a
that's the
boomerang effect.
boomerang, essentially.
I think it returns to the little pedestal. Watch that. Look at that. That is so cool. Curve.
Custom curve. Oh. What is the line where it's curving? I'm confused.
I think so.
What does that say
Yes,
on the
it's curve
line?
direction. Curve
Oh, okay.
direction. Oh, that's neat.
Curve
in
in
head direction. Oops.
What does that
I don't know
mean?
where it went. I don't know.
Head as in like where it's being thrown?
I don't know. Where's it my head?
Or
That's
or
what I was
maybe
trying to
actually
figure
your
out.
head.
That one I can't quite figure out where the curve is supposed to be.
Custom curve in target direction.
Is it target curving towards that target? This one. Oh, I think so. I can only pick up one though. That's kind of weird. I don't know why I can't pick that one up. Maybe that's a glitch. Homing. Zero gravity. Okay, what's it homing into?
The
Target.
target.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is like when you put your hacks on. This is like the wall hack version. Look at that. Okay, that's really wild. That's kind of neat. That could be cool for like a game where you're like feeding some type of like monster or something. You want to make sure it goes in its mouth or whatever. Very cool. Darts.
Face move direction. I'm so confused. Get the biggest one.
Biggest one. The jarts. Do you remember lawn darts?
Like
Are you
literally
old
when
enough to
I
remember
think
that?
you told me about this and I looked it up and I was like, there's no way this was a thing. And like it like people kids died. Like who thought that was a good idea?
Like, I've had this conversation with other people, so I don't remember if I told you this or not, but the game we used to play back in the day was to throw the dart in the air, the lawn dart, and then make sure you dodge it. You don't want to be under it when it falls. Oh, that's
Oh
cool.
my gosh. Fuel, I
So
need a
that
picture. Are we friends on Facebook? Make sure we're friends on Facebook. Apparently, Fuel lives next to the sea. And what is that rainbow frisbee? Flying disc. Okay,
this
seriously,
is really cool.
I need to know that effect. How is it making that happen? How?
I don't know. Well,
You need to find out.
we'll have to dig
We
into
need to
this and find
know.
out.
Do you think it's just because it has a colorful side and so it makes that effect, that trail effect because of the colors on the actual object?
No, I think there's multiple effects attached to it that are
Oh, because like
helping.
you think if we made the whole thing black, you think it would still have the ribbons?
Yes.
Oh,
'Cause
okay.
there's visual effects
Okay.
things attached.
Okay.
Let's see if we
Oh
can
my
see
gosh. I love this
them.
because it's not only like what you can do and like you know how to layer on these things, but it's also a good example of like organizing an architecture, like keeping things clean.
Gotta do the pull the rope gesture here to point to it.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
so there is, you're thinking it's
there's an
that effect right
effect.
there?
Yep, there's 4 of
What is
them.
that effect? Oh my gosh.
That
Oh my
is
gosh. Oh
a
my
trail
gosh.
trail effect. There's
And
your
they just
trail effect.
changed the trail to 4 different colors?
Uh-huh.
I never
Yeah,
thought
trail
about
effect is
like
cool.
layering multiple effects like that. Oh my gosh, could we bring something buttery into it? Hang on.
These are really cool. These have like upward lift and stuff. Look at that. They did a killer job giving it like a paper airplane feel. Like and that looks realistic.
Read the caption on that again. It says face move direction, local upward lift based on speed and pitch. Face move. I
So
still don't really know what they were
so
talking about.
math. That's what I get from that. Math. Complex math. Let's see. Let's look at the script for that paper airplane.
Oh my
See if I
god, that
was
was beautiful.
see if I was right. See if I was right about this one. So magnitude of position minus greater than math. I was right. It is math. As with many things. Oh god, it goes across the page. Look at this. It goes across the page.
Oh
It's
my
really not that
gosh.
big. It's more verbose than it
This
is
looks different too.
complex.
This looks so different. Like look at like just even the nesting, like they changed the UI of
Oh
this.
yeah, the UI of this really got good. It used to be like literally 3D. If you went like this, like you could see the individual
It
statements
did.
popping
It was
off.
like little like Legos almost that you're plugging in.
Yeah. So there's a lot of mathy things going on in here. Release speed
I want to read it.
times,
Yeah.
current direction times, curve multiplier. These pound symbols, I think, is this just organization? Or no, those are automated. They added some sort of symbols in here too. These icons are new. They mean different things.
Hey,
So
can you make a blank script real quick and see if this all exists? Like, are you saying they made all of this?
no, I think this is part of an update. So green
Oh,
looks
okay.
like a position variable. So if I do new variable, there are several types. Callback. For those of you who don't know, Alyssa's been learning about types. So there are different types in Horizon. There is object, boolean, number, layer, vector, color, etc. But see, the icons are awesome. So if I do an object, it's going to be blue, I think. New object. Test.
Yeah. Do
That's
you
what
know
it
what
is.
kind of like
Yeah, they added
numbers, like
icons.
what do you know what type of numbers are here that we use? Because like we've
I
been
think
talking
it's
about
just
C#
number.
numbers.
There's
Do you
two
think
things though. There's number, but there's also vector. So number
but it would still have
is
a max value, right? Like in a min
yeah.
value.
I
Okay.
think these are probably well, so what I know about Horizon
Mhm.
is that it is built on Unity, and
Mhm.
Unity is C sharp.
Shut up, is it really?
It is.
You know,
But
it's weird
I
because
don't know.
whenever I was taught about the C's, like a very overhead, like sprinkling of knowledge, everyone was like, yeah, C++ is for game development. But I keep hearing about, Unity now, like with C#. So
Yes,
I'm
C
a little
sharp can go
confused.
pretty much anywhere now. Unity is like a double A game engine. I don't know if maybe it's a triple A game engine. I'm not sure.
What does that mean?
There's
Because like I know about
so
AA batteries, but
like think of like baseball. Like triple A would be like the major league. Like you're gonna have a game like Call of Duty is like a triple A game. Double A's like minor league. Maybe it's not like a huge game studio, but decent size entity that they're going to make a pretty darn good game.
I
Uh,
gotcha. Like a B movie.
and then there's like indie games.
I
So
gotcha. Oh, Aztec said that Subnautica was built in Unity.
yeah, there's been some really good games built in Unity. There's nothing to knock about it. It's a great engine.
Are the games we play? What do you know what they're built in? Like Destiny? No, he doesn't know. Rude.
Destiny is probably something like Unreal. The big ones are Unreal, Source, and um,
Ed thinks it's Unreal. I don't know what that means.
trying
Are
to
you
think
like
the
a
other
fishing
one.
reel?
No, Unreal game engine.
Hmm.
There's Frostbite. There's a couple of really big AAA game engines.
I just meant for the spelling. Aztec was saying Subnautica in VR is amazing. Have you played Subnautica, Ed?
I have not. I have to check that out. I haven't heard of it either. I don't know what it
Yeah, that
is.
both Fuel and Aztec love it. So, oh, throw it,
I love
darling. I
they
want to
added
see.
the stripes to this.
Let's try.
Oh, that one's really like
Oh my gosh, really?
feel the low
What about
gravity.
what game engine?
10% auto aim, and then I miss completely. Wow, look at that! I'm as good at this in VR as I am in real life. All right, this one's 50% auto aim. That is so cool.
Oh, auto
100%,
aim. Yeah. It's
100%
funny
auto aim.
because this really comes in with the first person shooters that I play and what platform I play on. Because
Oh yeah.
I guess apparently, like if you get on Destiny, but you're on like a Windows PC type setup, there's a lot less or maybe no auto aim versus when you're on a controller with an Xbox, there's more.
Nubs.
Which
You
is
guys are nubs.
why I guess there was like a big hullabaloo about cross-platform because they feel it's not fair.
You console noobs.
Yeah.
I swear.
What'd you
You
find
gotta
out?
have your auto aim because your controllers are stinky.
Oh.
But this is like you gotta make like a ball like this in your game and then like hide it somewhere. And then while everybody else is playing with those, you're like, God, you guys are so lame. Like, look at this, like just behind the head, between the legs. Like left
Fuel
arm.
said that one of the issues with C# in games is the GC. I don't know what a GC is. A GC can
Garbage
can
collection.
cause drop in frame rates. Perhaps it's gotten better over the years.
Ah, look at the footballs.
Oh, Turtle said that it's garbage collection. But
Yep.
that's also the reason that Java and C# are not used for real-time applications. GC can be bad if you're unlucky.
Oh my God.
What is that one on? What's its little
Aim
parentheses?
assist. Football.
Face managers and boost. Spin. Is it spinning?
Spin.
Can you tell?
I can't tell.
I can't tell. Can you throw it like sideways across your face? Yeah, like that. Oh.
It's hard to like.
It
You'd have to
goes
see
too
it from
fast.
another perspective. There we go. Yeah, I can see it spinning now. Kind
Mm.
of. I don't see the aim assist though. I'm like terrible at this. It's like going into
Yeah.
space every time I throw it.
Your bomber jacket sleeve
I don't think
sometimes
I'm
gets a weird blur.
right. There we go. Sometimes, like I've noticed with these games, like
Yeah.
any VR game, but more in Horizon than anywhere else, um, the follow through really matters. Like if I
Oh,
let go at like a angle like this, it's gonna go into space. If I actually like just follow through all the way, it seems to help for some reason.
okay.
Like I don't know if you've ever played this Nintendo Wii bowling game, but it kind of reminds me of that motion
I did,
where
but it was
like the
so
more
long
follow
ago.
through,
The follow through. Can you go play the disc golf course? I want to see you.
you just like the rainbows. Don't lie.
You didn't play it. I want
Don't
you to go up
lie.
there and play. Oh, are you supposed to stand here? You're not supposed to walk up to him?
No, I think you're supposed to like disc golf it into the thing.
Ah,
But this is a really cool demo that they just added. I
it's very
we kind
cool.
of had too much fun with it, but what's awesome is you can go in and dig into all the scripts that they wrote.
What's going on with the
Um,
basketball court? Like, why does it have such a
that's
big?
a clipping boundary, so we don't walk. Oh no, I'm wrong. I thought that was a clipping boundary. Let's see. It is.
Is it for scoring? Like, if it goes outside of there, it doesn't count or something?
It's locked, so I can't get to it. Ooh, they added some new animations to selected objects. Look at that. See the dotted line moving? Telling me I've selected this.
I know. I was wondering. I was like, is that a special box, or did they change the look of
It's
the
a
boxes?
trigger that's triggered on players. So when I walk in, it might be a sound effect thing, like maybe squeaky shoes or
Oh,
something.
okay.
I'm assuming I don't have my sound on, but it's tied to something in one of these script blocks. I don't know what. Aim assist, basketball, low gravity. Oh, play or low gravity.
Hey,
So,
Ed, I will plug in my VR
oh,
headset, and I wanted to see if like we could get a commitment
that's
to
what it
next
is.
time both of us playing our favorite games in VR, like maybe like 30 minutes each or something, like showing off, cuz I want to so badly try Skyrim and show it off. And I really want you to show more
Oh,
Afterlife if you think it'll
Half Life.
stream, right? Like it was
Did you
I
call
think you
Half
got it.
Life Afterlife?
I I did.
I
I called
scared
Half-Life
you.
Afterlife.
Well,
My bad.
you have fun with Flyrim then.
I'm sorry.
I think
Did
my
you fall through
Horizon
the
game
map? What is
crashed.
happening to your game
I think it
after?
crashed. Did it crash? Can't get out of this mode. Oh, there it goes. Thought it crashed. So the box that you were asking about was low gravity. I think I broke it somehow, but I was jumping really high before I broke it. So when I was in there, I was like jumping
Is
way
the
up in
low
the air.
gravity supposed to be for the basketballs specifically, or
No, it
wouldn't
was
they?
for the. It said player low gravity.
Oh, so you can dunk it,
I
dunk it.
think so.
Oh my
It's
God,
not
dunk
doing
it!
it now.
Come on, Ed.
It's
I
not.
want you to dunk the ball. Dunk the ball.
It stopped doing it. I don't know if it's because I spawned and respawned or what.
So it's
There we
there
go.
it is.
See it?
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So grab the ball and run and yes. Oh.
I still missed.
So they made a way so you can dunk it. Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah.
genius.
There we go.
Okay.
Well,
A,
it
a
makes you
low
just even more
gravity
quick.
bubble. So do you feel it like when you're jumping in that low gravity bubble and then you exit it? What's behind the wall? What? Do you feel it like drop you faster?
All I know is it's making me feel like I'm gonna fall over.
I wonder if we should implement a low gravity box in ours. Like by the
Maybe.
temple or something. I don't know. Maybe that's a
I
bad.
certainly have a script to copy. Do that.
I had this running dream as a child where I'd be running and running and running, and if I could run and jump to like a certain point, then I'd be able to start flying. And so this feels a lot like that childhood dream where you're like you just have to like Although you seem to be stuck in the sky. I don't know what's going on with you.
Oh, I'm
Are you in builder mode? Okay.
yeah, I'm in builder mode, trying to. This is the part that always confuses me. I have to go into live mode and touch my wrist. That's right. To get out of build mode, go to another world. So that's you can go new world to create what I just played with.
I don't think we've ever seen. Aw. I don't think we've ever seen that temple example. I want to pull up. There's a temple world. Ed was acting like it's old news, but I don't honestly remember it. But I do, as we finish out our game, I'm trying to expand my mind because it is just shooting butter gun at random targets. So I'm like, what could we do to make it unique? And that one with the aim assist got me thinking, is there a way we can, like, in our game right now, is there a way we could like use aim assist and be like, yeah, it's 100% aim assist, so we're not counting like if you can hit the target, we're counting like, I don't know how many targets you can hit in a certain amount of time or something. Just because watching Ed like throw the ball and like it just like smoothly like phew, it's like very satisfying, and I want that. I want the game to be satisfying and fun, like, oh yeah, let's do it again. So I'm trying to think of like another metric we could score. When is Phasma?
Can you hear me?
Phobia. I can. Hi, Ed. Game night coming up.
I think
how come I can't play that?
My internet connection went out for a moment, and then I think something broke my feed to my VR. So that's a problem.
I mean, we still see your gorgeous face, so I don't see a problem.
Yeah, Horizon crashed and my internet connection went out at the same time.
Oh, I'm sorry, love. So, at least it wasn't because of like the game or something. I was worried that the game like crashed it all.
So you were asking about Phasmophobia. That is
Fuel said that we should do a game night for it, and then Aztec said I can't play it. Is it scary? Is it fun? I love scary games. Is it fun?
So I don't want to be rude. I didn't like it.
What?
I was I thought it was very boring. That's my review of it. So you get like a team of ghost hunters, and there's like different tools that you can use to like find the ghost. And you go like kind of walk around a house, but it's very slow and boring in my opinion. I didn't care for it. Yeah.
Okay, but Ed, did you watch the latest It movie in the drain thing with the balloon and the kid?
No, that was boring too. I saw the first It. I joke, my daughter loves that movie.
Okay. So that kind of movie, my husband can't watch.
I can watch it. I just choose not to.
No, he can't. Boring. No, it's you're on the other scale. Like he's at the scale of like the person who's just like absolutely terrified of that kind of thing. He hates being scared in entertainment. He thinks it's like the dumbest thing ever, and he just does not enjoy it. That kind of movie is right up my alley. Like I'm like, but if you take it to Saw Land, that's where I'm out. Like if it ever goes to like painful torture, even if it's in a TV show with like one episode of that, I'm like, I'm out. I can't do this show anymore. So, but yeah, I feel saying I can't play scary games or watch movies. I saw 20 Seconds of the Rain. I couldn't sleep for a week. No, I don't have that problem. And honestly, I actually have this, like, Ed, I literally would be in a movie theater, like watching, like me and my mom went to go see the latest one with in the drain. And I have this problem where I start laughing when there's like a scary moment. And so I'm like, just like all out, like just cracking up during this.
That would be fun.
And it's just like my gut reaction to something frightening. It's just to laugh at it. And so I don't know. I think they're funny.
Yeah. My wife does not do jump scares well.
No.
So it would be hilarious because you'd probably laugh and that would probably scare her, which would probably make you laugh more.
Everyone thinks it's a very weird reaction though, to be just cracking up at scary movies. I mean, what was the one turtle with like the elevators and the monster in the cabin? Was it the cabin in the woods?
Yeah, I liked that one actually.
I loved that one. I thought that one was so great.
Was a good one.
Fuel, did you see that one? Or Aztec? Anybody? Poltergeist? I haven't seen Poltergeist. Have you?
That's an old movie.
Okay, so Turtle made this face, and this is the face you know when something's old. No. Like something's old when.
It's
And
like
this is
old, but
we
not in a good way.
yeah. Well, so we've given things a try, like when they're like older, but like they're just like classics. And
Hmm.
so many times we just had our hearts broken because we're like, oh, this isn't as
Why?
good as it,
Why did they like this back then, right?
Well, yeah, like or even things that we used to love, and we'll go back and watch it, and we'll be like, oh no. So we've kind of learned to leave the past in the past and like just love it for what it was.
Some things are nostalgia. Some things are timeless. There's
Oh,
two completely different scenarios there. So like,
no, Fuel, we're not calling you old. We're just saying at the time you enjoyed that movie, we weren't into scary movies. That's all we're saying.
nostalgic is like when you remember the movie being like simply just amazing, and then you watch it again and you're like, yeah, it was better back then when I watched it the first time.
And
And
I
then
don't
there's
like that. I don't like
timeless.
ruining that nostalgicness, you know? Like I
Yeah.
I like to just remember it as an epic movie and just lock it away as that.
There's timeless movies that like no matter when you watch them, they're still amazing. Like Back to the Future,
name
something
one.
like
Oh,
that.
Back to the Future.
Yeah. Back to the Future is timeless. In my opinion, other people may differ on this opinion, but Westworld is an amazing movie if you go back and watch it.
Westworld. I thought that was a TV show.
It was a movie first.
Yeah, it's a TV show. Charles says
It was a movie first.
Oh, he says
1970.
We don't know about that. All we know is the TV show's good.
1974, I think, is the original movie.
Fuel said V was good. Is V a scary movie?
V is a TV series. It was very good. The remake was pretty good too. But the 80s V was pretty darn good. I don't.
And I wonder, do you know how the other DevRels feel about scary movies? I wonder if we should have like a movie night whenever us DevRels get together and have scary movie night. Okay, so I actually have a appointment to get to in, let's see. Oh, we're fine. I need to leave by noon. So we've got 30.
Okay.
But do you want, let me see. We wanted to talk about what's new, and I know we kind of actually hit on like a couple of new interface things, and apparently there's new, what were those variables when it's under the hashtag list? What are those, Ed? What are those called?
Yeah. Those are variables.
So, there's a bunch new of those. I really want to see those in action.
Oh, have I not been sharing my screen? Did it kill my screen share? No wonder you guys were like,
it did, but I thought maybe it was just impossible to come back.
I'm running around in virtual like reality by myself here. Not that it wasn't a fun conversation. I was just like was wondering where the context was.
What was the game we played where I like abandoned you and Andrew? Okay, so we played Dying Light together, and love that game, by the way. But there's like kind of a scene that the whole game is like building up to in the very beginning, where because you haven't really seen the zombies yet, like it's not really a thing, and when the first nightfall hits, that's whenever you're attacked. And my friends, Turtle and Andrew, were with me, and I have a very flight instinct. It's just what I do. And so I just took off running. Like the zombies started surrounding us, and they're like back to back, like fighting off the horde. But like the entire game dynamic is for you to run from this horde. Like you cannot beat it. So they're out there for like 10 minutes. I'm back at the base, and they're like, where's Alyssa? We have to go. And I'm like, why are you still out there? Why are you outside right now?
That game looks fun. I have not tried that yet, but I've seen
highly recommend. If you love scary movies or scary games, I just thought I loved it. I loved but honestly, I'm worried that you'll think it's boring. So I don't know if anything's scary enough for you, Ed.
I don't do scary very well. I think scary things are funny and not in the context of like I'm scared it's gonna make me laugh like you do. You said anyway.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I find scary stuff so ridiculous because reality is so much scarier than anything that I've seen in a movie. Like my wife is like, she's listening to these audio books. They're like podcasty, like scary stories. And I was like, yeah, these are kind of lame. I was like, you want to hear a real scary story? And I turned on Dan Carlin's Hardcore History and started the World War II or World War One episode. And she's like, yeah, this is just too much for me. I was like,
What?
yeah.
Why was it
Like,
scary? Like, you don't have to sell the full thing, but like, what?
because reality is just so much more scary than fiction. Like
Mm.
they go through like
I
diaries of
think
these people that experienced World War One. It was just
I think
bizarre.
that's
Like,
the part for me, the exact same thing, Ed, where it's like I'm watching a movie. I'm playing a video game. Like at
mhm.
the end of the day, if something ever actually does get too scary for me, there's this thing in my head that's just it overrides everything. It doesn't actually let me live in it, and it's like this can't hurt me. Like, and so
Yeah.
that's I think where the laughing kicks in, where I'm like, oh, like I'm fine. I'm here. So, but yeah, you're right. Reality is much more scary. What are you doing to that puddle?
So I wanted to show, like, first of all, they created these new bounding boxes that are easier to see. So that's nice. Gives you a good visual of like what you've actually selected versus something you're just hovering. But check this out. This is a big technical thing that we should talk about.
Yay.
So I'm going to create a new gizmo, which gives me the script block. And there's new dotted lines on these too, which is nice. If we select it, there is a setting gear now. And the setting gear is brand new.
That's messed up. Fuel said that he was telling us that he likes the Great World Series and Supernova in the East, the nuclear weapons show. But he says history doesn't make me lose sleep. Scary movies do. And I'm like, I think I have a problem because I don't think I've ever lost sleep from something scary, even as a kid.
Yeah, me neither. It's just not a thing.
I think that's why I laugh at movies, because I have that personality. Yeah. I'm not convinced. Yeah. Somebody's got to get us good, Ed. We're putting a challenge out to the world. You see us at a conference, you got to get us.
So now when you create a script, okay, this is a huge thing. There's a gear. In that gear, there's a simple menu that says script execution mode. Local scripts are experimental. They have less latency, but reset when ownership changes. I don't know exactly what they mean by that, but what local and default mean, I can relate to web development. Okay, so default is server-side execution. Local is client-side execution. Follow me? You following? Am I facing the right way? I'm not. Do
no,
you follow me?
To all of it, because no.
Right. So if I have a web application, for example,
I just don't understand how these things can be possible on the headset. Like, there is no server. What are you talking about?
Oh, there's no server. Where do you think all of this lived? So in Horizon, it's an online game. So when we visit this world is on the server. There's some rendering that's happening on my Oculus headset. But if you're here with me, the server is telling the game, where you are as opposed to where I am. If I have a gun and I'm shooting at you, did I hit you? That type of thing. Where are the projectiles at in this 3D space? That's all being handled on the server.
Okay. Give us examples of what's not. Personal lighting.
Prior to this setting, everything was on the server.
So how did you have like a game where you could catch a ball?
That's why, I don't know if you remember, a long time ago when we made the original butter gun. And we have an effect. Now it's a little spark. But see how the spark lags?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, that's because it's doing processing on the server, but by the time the server has rendered it on the client, the latency is making that spark happen in the wrong location.
Okay, this concept we need to pause on because I really want to make sure I understand, because when you were talking about, okay, server versus local, my instant thought was, cool, we are going to have multiple people playing our game at once. We need everything to be on the server so that it's syncing up between the two accounts. But because of this delay, that's not true at all. You want both to be on their own local account. Like what is then shared? The score? I don't.
Yeah. So this is a really interesting thing because this is something that more experienced developers would find useful and know how to leverage the right way, but it's potentially not dangerous to a newer level, like entry level dev, but maybe they might turn it on by mistake and get behaviors they don't expect.
Yeah.
But if you look at this gun, like, see, the blast is in the wrong spot because the latency between me and the server is that much. Okay. So when I press the trigger, it goes to the server and says, hey, you shot a bullet. And then it animate these things, and it comes back and it tries to animate them. But my position has already changed by the time that data has come back to the Oculus. So it comes up in the wrong place. So this was a lot more relevant when we had the confetti coming out for some reason. But you can see it doesn't come out of the barrel of the gun, the spark, right?
I guess I don't understand why it's, even though you have to go through the server for the bullet to be fired, I still don't understand why the location isn't like rechecking itself or something. Like
yeah, so the servers got, it's a little behind as to where the coordinates exactly are by the time it receives the data. So
like if we go into Buttergun's script, we would just update the effect to be local, or we would update the entire shooting. I don't.
That part I haven't quite figured out yet, but from what I understand,
where are you?
There
you are.
I know,
like,
we're into the ether here. From what I understand, it lets the developer control where that script gets executed.
Okay.
So we can actually tell it to go ahead and execute those scripts client side, which would be local, and we could try it. And it may be a thing where
it never deserved this treatment.
I'm expecting we may need to even change the script and break it up into several scripts to get it just right.
Really? No. I'm thinking we go into this script, change it to local, and things will work.
So, I mean, we can see just as an example what this might do.
So excited.
But it's the unanticipated consequences I'm worried about. And that would be... I don't
think there are any of those in life.
It's still lagging behind.
No, so I don't believe it. No.
My theory is not quite working here.
Go back into the properties. Are we sure it didn't save? Do you need to refresh the world? I'm not convinced it's actually
I'm not sure. Local. This is a new thing, and it's marked experimental.
It still says
local. So I'm not sure. Not sure exactly. Maybe their animation runs off a script as well that isn't.
Oh.
It looks like it actually may have gotten worse, which is weird. So I'll have to play around with that one a little bit more.
Yeah. Can you go back into our scripts real quick? I want to see how we're attaching the effect to the gun.
It stopped triggering that, by the way. That's weird.
I thought it was because we have the way we're doing that joint target is weird. Right, because we've got two layered in front of each other. I thought that's maybe you were missing it. I don't know. Okay, hang on. Show me the effect. So that says launch bullet from barrel at blah, and then it says play visual effect. What if you just put the visual effect first before? Do you think it would be noticeable?
I think all these execute at the same time. I mean, we could move this up.
Yeah, drag it up. Drag it. Can you?
What?
Does it let you? What's going on?
Oh
my God, your thing says no errors. They're checking for errors?
Yeah. Yeah, they've always done that. It's just easier to see now, I think. So you used to have to manually touch these, but now you can actually click with the little beam and move them. So they changed that, and I'm gonna have to get used to that. Let's see. So if we did that, I gotta make sure. I think It's still lagging behind. It's weird because the bullet comes out in the right location, but the visual
That's
effects do
I
not. And
don't
that's
understand. Yeah. I feel like we did something wrong with our visual effects. The visual effects were recently updated, right? Like they were
they added
or
some more and things. I'm gonna have to look into that one some more and see. So I think these use the same script, so it's not gonna be different on that gun. We'll have to play with it. But the concept that I got from this is these allow the scripts to run here on my face,
Mhm.
and it could cause some lag as far as like the CPU lag on the headset. So you want to be careful with that. And
Oh,
then it may
really?
cause some syncing
Oh.
issues because the server's still going to, I believe, try to understand like the position of what those scripts are having an effect on elements in the world and keep up with it and sync with it. So we'll have to see how it plays out. But that's what I got from it. Is it's supposed to try to help with things that don't need to be like um, computed for like all players to be super accurate, but you want it to do something locally and be really up to speed on the client's machine.
Mm.
So it's nice they've added it, but it's marked as experimental. We'll have to play with it. So
I know. I
that's a huge
wonder
thing, though.
I know. I wonder if like there's going to end up being, you know how we have those um the bars that warn us about our world's graphics and
Hmm.
such. I wonder if there's going to be one for like, local as well. Like, hey,
Yeah.
you've got too much running on local.
So under world, I think it is capacity. Um,
Oh,
there
sound
is.
complexity? Weird.
It may go. It may just get summarized into that,
Into that. Okay.
but we'll see. Yeah. Yep, it's very new. I'll have there's supposed to be new docs out as well, so I have to read up on some of the docs and see what they say about all this new stuff. But the fact that they're improving it this much makes me happy because I mean they've really done a lot of work in the last few months. Like every time we log into it, almost, and we try to do this show every week, and there's always something new almost every week to kind of tinker with. At least it feels that way to me. So it's been fun. We built our Angry Birds, and there was a serious delay on that one. So I think that either my network is a little laggy today, or
I know. I
could
wonder
be
what's
because
going
of
on
that
because I
script
don't.
I changed.
Because it was not doing this before, right?
Yeah,
Like I don't
I
remember it being
did.
like that.
I did modify that script, and I said there could be unintended consequences for it. So that was what I was talking about. If I have something that's running locally and it interacts with something that's running on the server,
Yeah.
then it could have a little bit of an additional latency to it because the thing that you're doing locally is running much faster. It doesn't have to have that call out to the server to come back and tell you, the result of whatever it just
Mm.
collided with, etc. But then when it collides with something on that's running server side, that latency has to catch up with the server and sync up. So it'll be really hard, I think, for newer developers to understand the necessity and the consequences of using something like that. Um, with
I
somebody
remember the
that's
first time I was even introduced to this concept because I was playing a game and me and Turtle had like our screens side by side. And I was
mhm.
realizing that like there were like bullet animations on like and like visual effects that the bullets were doing to the wall that was like only on mine. And that was like the first moment I realized I was like, oh my gosh, not everyone sees everything.
So the big one that irks me in first person online shooters is something
Yeah.
called hitbox lag. And hitbox lag drives me insane, and it's a really hard problem to solve. So hitbox is basically what we have with this target, right? So the target has a hitbox around it. If we were to move this special effect out of the way, that's our hitbox, right? That green invisible box that we don't
Mhm.
see in game. Well, your player models have that too. So, for example, these birds don't have. We didn't draw a physical hitbox on them. They're using collision detection. So there's a hitbox that we don't see in the editor that is around this object, and it's probably the same shape as the bird. So that one we don't see. That one we can, but at least it gives you an idea of what I'm talking about. So hitbox lag, imagine a player moving through the world, right?
Yeah.
My butter gun is the player. The spark is their hitbox. So I'm shooting at the player, and their hitbox is behind them, so I'm missing the player. But they run around a corner, and their hitbox is going around the corner after them, and I'm shooting an invisible hitbox that is killing a player that has just run around the corner. So what you'll see a lot in like Call of Duty is like, I'm taking cover, I'm running around this corner, the person that killed you is like shooting in the air, missing you, unintentionally hitting you because you've already passed the corner, but your hitbox hasn't. So like you'll die around the corner when the person has no line of sight at you at all.
I gotcha.
And it frustrates me so bad because you know that you've taken cover, they did not hit you, but your hitbox was still floating out,
still out there
behind your. It's like you have a giant backside, and they've shot it off, and it just drives you up a wall. And it's not just a Call of Duty thing; it's like pretty much any online shooter. And depending on how good or bad the latency is in their netcode and all that stuff is, it can be perceived differently. So Counter-Strike is really good at this. They've been at it for like 20 plus years, so they've kind of perfected it.
Yeah.
But Call of Duty's pretty bad at it. You always have that feeling like you run around a corner and you die, and you're like,
and you're safe, and you're not.
They missed me. I know they missed me, and it shows a replay, and you can even see it in the replays. It's like I wasn't there anymore. Why are you killing me? I wasn't even there. Their bullets never hit me.
I think those replays is part of like it's what gets you, because with certain games like you don't necessarily have that replay, and so you might feel you're like, oh, that seems like a bit weird. That was a weird death, but then like you don't have I think that's their problem, is that they're showing every time like, hey, look.
Yeah, it's also good validation.
Vanilla was saying that the stream's a bit laggy, the headset stream.
Yeah,
I think it's just network issues. He got booted earlier, so
I think my local network's getting hammered for some reason. I might need to reboot it. It's been a little bad the last few days. But yeah, like that's a thing. So that local versus client, like bringing back to the original reason I even talked about it, is that's why we might want to run certain scripts client side and server side, but there's also like unintended things that can happen. Because that's what's happening in those games, even those big AAA games, is they're running certain things on your machine, like you running through the levels being all rendered on your machine, but the server's trying to keep up with your position in the 3D space for all players. And sometimes it's a little bit off compared to your point of view. And sometimes you get shot when you're not really physically somewhere you thought you were. So that can happen in this if we toggle these local versus client things too much, and we're both shooting at a target. The target might trigger things either later than it should be, or one player might hit it before another player, and then on the server it detected it a different way. So red player might shoot and hit first, but on the server, because of latency, it got the information quicker. Therefore, it's like, well, the blue guy got it first, and you get the points.
Hey, did you know how they were doing the aim assist? Like, was that a handwritten script, or is that like a toggle?
I think it's a script. So
that's like
I need to go back and look.
The bullet aware of the target, because like that would be intense if you have a ton of targets and there's aim assist, and it's like, which one is it going to aim assist to, right? Like,
yeah, I saw that a little bit on the football one, because there was 3 of them, and there was one that I barely missed one, and then it started curving towards the other as it passed by. I don't know how they're doing
it. That happens so often. Like in Destiny, I'll be like shooting, and if like an enemy runs across my like line of sight, it'll drag the gun away from who I was shooting at because of the aim assist. I'm like,
don't be such a noob and use aim assist. Turn it off.
Can you turn aim assist off? And I think it's just like what platform you're playing with. Because like
mouse and keyboard can own you all day.
I know. If I got on a PC, I think it would just be less aim assist. But I've never heard of turning the aim assist off on Xbox.
Yeah, on Call of Duty, we argue with each other all the time.
Yeah.
My friends and I, and they're all on PlayStation and I'm on PC, and they're like, you get all the nice, smooth aiming with your mouse. I'm like, yeah, but I actually have to aim. Like, you guys don't have to actually aim. And they're like, no, we do. We don't get that much aim assist, I swear. And it's like, do you though? Yeah. So,
There's like a really easy way to solve this. It's just called get you an Xbox, is what I'm hearing.
I have one. So, true story. Like, I've been a PC gamer since like, I don't know, I can hold a keyboard. So, I played Nintendo like back in the day and stuff, but I missed a couple generations of like the newer consoles. And I went back like when the Xbox 360 came out, and I was like, I'm gonna try one of these games out. They look really nice. And I think it was what was it? Gears of War? Gears of War.
Yeah.
And so I did like the classic, like I pick up the controller, and if you're looking at my screen here, let me grab a gun, it'll make it more convincing. So I'm like, I'm gonna try this game out. like this is me trying to run around the game. I'm like, oh my god, how am I supposed to navigate with this stupid controller? Like, this is so terrible.
The struggle of like being able to like look and walk at the same time.
Yeah,
the first time I was getting into gaming, I was like, how does anyone do this? And I probably look like a lunatic walking around the map.
Like, I'm trying to shoot that target, and I'm like,
people would kill me. I remember in the old Halo maps when I was first learning how to play, they would kill me before I could look at them. Like, that's how long it took me to like move my head around. Oh gosh. So I've got a couple minutes left. I've got to go for an appointment I have, darling. But I wanted to ask you, so you think a lot of those things that we witnessed in the new tutorial that's available, you think a lot of them are handwritten scripts? They're not like built-in properties or something that you can just toggle?
Yes. Okay. You can take that world though and clone it and use pieces of it for whatever you like. So you don't have to kind of like rewrite the whole thing. One thing I know has been asked for, I wish they would add it. These new features are amazing, but I wish they'd add like a clipboard between worlds.
Oh, yes. So you can like just copy a function or a property or something and take it.
So you could have like a little like npm install.
I thought you
like get the script from this world.
I thought you kind of had a way of doing that though, right? Like you said you import a world into a world.
It's very ham-handed. Yeah, you can import an entire
Is that a
world.
word? Did you just make up a phrase?
No.
That's not a phrase.
Am I giving you old-timey like terms here?
Not a thing. I'm imagining like having like big hams in your hand, like while you're trying to work. Like, what is this? Ed just said it's very ham-handed. Like, it's
clumsy, bungling, or ham-fisted.
Turtle said it's not a thing either. You're making this up.
This is in the Merriam-Webster dictionary, by the way.
Oh my gosh. Hey, seriously though, we need to have a stream upcoming where we like, it won't be programming, but where we play our favorite game. Can you play your game on stream? Is appropriate?
Which one? The VR game?
Half-Life.
Yes, Half-Life is appropriate. I
don't know. Based on your look, you were like trying to think if it was.
I play a lot of games. Call of Duty, not so much. Okay. You may have to like. First of all, there's a lot of gun violence. I don't think progress.
I don't think Call of Duty's on VR. It's on VR.
No. That's why I was asking which game.
Okay.
Because we were talking about a lot of games.
No, I meant like we each play our favorite VR game, and I was gonna go and finally look up Skyrim because I didn't freaking know that was a thing. But I just assumed yours would be Half-Life.
You also didn't know ham-handed was a thing, so I'm not giving you a lot of credit for that.
I'm going with it's not. Oh, he put the link to
It's Merriam-Webster dictionary.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, chat, for the fun today. It was good to see you all. Oh my
This has
goodness.
been quite the off-topic show, but yeah. Skyrim VR,
I know,
$50.
right? Vanilla said, imagine the amount of bugs with COD on VR.
Ooh.
Literally, like, it would be so amusing though, but also the bugs.
So I'll have to ask you about this Skyrim game because I'm not sure it is work appropriate. I just got I went to see what it was all about, and I got a banner that says may not be appropriate for viewing at work due to sexual content.
Eh.
What kind of games are you into, young lady?
It's like the barmaid, you know, who kind of swaggers up. That's what's happening here.
Okay.
I come on. You've never gone into like a Nordic log cabin and there's a wench and she's got drinks and you're like,
Oh, are we allowed to say that on our stream?
oh, are we not? I mean, I thought
I
that's
have
what they're
no
called.
idea.
Is that not? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. I just play video games and they're fun and they use these words. I'm sorry if I offended anyone. But seriously, it's very like role play games. You pick out like your class and it's kind of reminds me of D&D a little bit now that I have played D&D because Skyrim was like, and the Skyrim series, all of them, they were my first experience in a role-playing game. But you pick your character, you've got certain abilities based on what character you picked or what class you picked, and then you just go through the world. And that's one of the things I love about these games is the self-exploration. Like this feeling, and because I joined the Thieves Guild and I was like, I remember this one time I spent hours one summer. Like I was like, I'm going to finish every single quest that the Thieves Guild has, every single one. And I'm not kidding. Like at the end of the summer, I was like, God, these are starting to seem similar. I swear I've done this one before. And my husband was like, you know, the quests at some point are generated. Like you're never going to run out. And I was like, I was so mad. I had no idea. But yeah, after, a few thousand, I was like, yeah, these look familiar. But I don't know. I love that. The ability to like walk through the countryside and like meet. Yeah, they're not like real people. I guess it depends on what version you're playing, but just to talk to the characters and the story. But I know some people find that boring, but I'm all about that. So I think it's fun.
Yeah, we'll have to connect offline and see if we can get your VR set up for desktop play.
Yes.
It is very cool. My oldest daughter was enamored with it, and she woke up like about 2 hours ahead of the entire house to play. So she's like, I don't want to waste any time playing this game, but I'm going to play this game. So she's like setting an alarm for like 8 p.m. on vacation, or 8 a.m. on vacation. And I like taught her how to set the game up, and I'd come down to her room in the morning, and she'd be walking around the room in VR.
Oh, that's funny. That's like my sister.
You watching me play? I'm like, yeah, I was watching. It was funny.
That's funny. My sister did the same thing it was a much smaller game, but she was like, when she came to visit, she was like, I need to finish before I leave.
Yeah, I'll have to play the episode called Jeff because I think it is just an amazing piece of creativity. So in Half-Life, there's a stage where this guy, it's like an alien apocalypse type thing, but this guy that's on your side, he's leaving the building that you're about to enter, and he's like, oh yeah, by the way, watch out for Jeff. And you're like, what's Jeff? And he like walks away before he explains who Jeff is.
Oh my god.
And it's this giant mutant alien zombie thing.
Oh my god, yes.
It's blind.
Oh.
So the object of the level is to not make noise and alert Jeff. And there's parts in the game where it's like if it hears you, it will get like in your face, and you have to put your hand over your mouth so it can't hear you breathe. And it's like staring you like in the face like this, and you have to put the controller here or it will eat you, and you're like standing there like this waiting for it to walk away, and it's like breathing in your face, and you have to like throw glass bottles across the room for it to chase. It's so amazing.
Yeah,
so
Fuel said
fun.
A Quiet Place the game. I'm sorry, those movies were amazing, and also it does sound like A Quiet Place the game. I need to see Jeff now. I need to see like a picture of what he looks like.
We'll have to play it sometime on the show. It's better shown like in motion than
In
it is
motion,
in
yeah.
a photo. So
Oh, well, thank you all so much. That Fuel and Vanilla were cracking me up with their game idea in the chat. So I loved that. I loved that. But yes, I think we should have an episode. It doesn't have to be the next one where we'll show off our favorite VR games. And hopefully our networks can handle it.
my network is that it can handle Half-Life because it's all local game. There's no internet involved with it other than
Right.
streaming it on the stream here. And
Okay.
we tried it on a couple shows ago just to see if
We
it
did,
worked,
and it seemed good. I just didn't know if like actually walking through a level would be fine.
Yeah, it should be fine as long as my internet holds up. It's a little flaky today, so I'm gonna have to give it a little.
Wait. Oh my gosh, it'd be so funny if you like went and found out if do you have multiple headsets?
No.
Oh, okay. I was like maybe your daughter got on the headset while you were on stream and she's in the other room.
No, it does murder the local network if I do wireless play. So Oculus can do wireless PC pass through. So like you'll get on the Oculus, I could be any room in the house. I actually have a room for playing Half-Life in. So there's no furniture in this room, and it's got a probably 40 foot square foot area that there's nothing, like no furniture, anything.
Question before we end the show: how big is your backyard? Are you on acres?
3/4 of an acre.
Okay. My friend who lives in London I sent him a picture of the party we had in our backyard, and he was just like, it always amazes me how big your backyards are. And I'm like, oh, ours is small, especially compared to Ed. Ed's house is massive. He's got a whole room dedicated to VR. Like,
I have a VR room. We have a big family, but they are growing up and leaving the house, so we're getting left with empty spaces. So.
And Ed's like, and that's my den, and that's my VR room, and that's my.
Yeah, my office has a I call it the lounge. So I have here, let's see.
Yes, flip it. Show us.
I have the lounge. So I have my TV. You can see the VR room in the back behind the arcade machine. But the lounge is where I take meetings that I am not a speaker in.
Literally,
so like,
Ed.
All hands meetings.
Yeah, we could literally have our DevRel like what do you call it? Meet when we hang out like in your lounge, like which
yeah.
Everyone works from Ed's lounge. Aw, well, thank you, everybody. I have a place to go, a thing to see, a person to talk to, etc., etc. But I loved it. Were there any like big recaps that we need to make sure to talk about next time? Because I know there was a couple of new things you wanted to hit on.
Yeah, we'll have to play a little bit more with the scripts, the local and server scripts, and see what we can do with those.
I really hope we can get Buttergun working without the track.
One thing we didn't get to kind of visit was they added more color palettes. And used to have to, if you wanted a custom color, you had to like go in and type in the color codes. Kind of like you would doing like CSS dev. They put a color wheel in. So you can now just go in. Yeah, you go in and pick a color.
Can you make your own? Can you make your own palette? Like save the colors? Or
yes and no. So there's the eyedropper tool. So theoretically, you could just create like a series of blocks off screen and color them, and then just use your eyedropper.
And then drop it, have them. Okay,
but I don't think there's a menu that you can modify yourself. You know?
I love the way you think around these problems. There's so many times like back in the day when we didn't have loops, and I was like, it can't be done. And you're like, we'll use ifs. And I was like, I love it. I love your creative thinking. It's beautiful.
Thank you. I have many stories that I could tell you later. But I know you have to go, so we'll let you get to your appointment. But
thanks, guys.
We'll do this again soon. I have a stream tomorrow about.
What are you doing?
I'm doing more Blazor, of course, but this will be on my channel. So if you just type my name into Twitch, you'll find me.
Are we not hosting you? Surely it'll be hosted.
I can host it or dual stream it. I'll make sure it hosts at the very least, but you won't get notifications for
Oh.
hosting.
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay. Weird.
Uh,
I thought it kind of just like joins them into one stream is how I imagined it. But
yeah, it does not. It does. It shows it on our stream, but it won't alert you that it's going live.
yeah, everyone, Aztec said, follow Ed now. Ed Charbonneau. Tomorrow,
Yep.
blazing into the Blazers.
So I'm working with our new Telleric wizard component. So I'm building like a checkout process for Blazport, the futuristic travel app.
I love Blazeport.
It's so much fun. Eventually, it will become an official Telleric demo app, which is cool. So some of the stuff I'm building on stream ended up getting adopted by the dev team for stuff.
I love that. That's awesome,
Yeah,
man.
So that will happen eventually. They're coming out with so many new components to add to it. Like I just kind of
It is. It's ridiculous how
added
fast
such
it's all
a-
happening.
Yeah, the roadmap for the app got much bigger, and I was like, I can add so much cool stuff now. So we're building like seat selection for the flight, and eventually there'll be like a QR code printable ticket. That type of stuff is going to happen. So it'll be cool. We should raid somebody and let you go, Alyssa.
Okay. You have a fun
But,
raid. Mwah! Goodbye, everybody.
Looks like InstaFluff is just chatting. We can go see what InstaFluff's chatting about. And he's a nice guy, part of the stream team that C Sharp Fritz has organized. So we'll go over and say hi to him. Until then, we'll catch you here next week, tomorrow on my stream. Alyssa, good luck with whatever it is you're going to be up to here, you have to get to. And we'll see you all soon. And we are out.